Hey, it's Heidi from A Lively Hope, and today I have a knitting project to share with you. So, you may have seen I shared a while ago about a scrap yarn project I was doing with these miter square. I was going to make a blanket out of all my scraps, and it is pretty large. This is where it is now, but it's not large enough for a blanket. And to be honest, I was getting a little tired of having this project just kind of lingering. I often don't mind if a project takes a while. I just get to it when I get to it. I don't have an issue with that. But I felt like I have had a ton of those projects kind of stacking up. And so I decided to see what I could do to finish this one. And then I had a friend who was getting rid of some large cushions, some pillow, I'm not sure what the right word is, pillow forms that are stuffed with down. So they're nice and in really good condition and large. And I was working on this one evening and thought, oh, that friend of mine just brought those by. I wonder if this could maybe work as a cushion cover for that pillow form that she brought. And I laid it out and it was exactly the right size widthwise and just needed to be made a little bit longer. So I was really excited about that and just ended up adding another couple of rows like this way across the narrow section. And now it's just the right size. So if I had planned on making this a cushion cover from the beginning, I might have just stitched it so that it was a tube, because that would leave, I wouldn't have needed to sew all three of these sides, but that's not how it turned out, and I'm okay with it. And I'm excited to show you how I'm going to finish this up. So I'll turn the camera around in a minute, but essentially what we're doing is this has a right side. So you can see here on where the squares are joined, it's smooth and just looks nice on this side. And then the back side, when you join the next square, it creates this ridge around the squares, which isn't horrible. I actually like how that looks too. I like that you can see the new color in some places, but I will be making this side, the wrong side with the ridge, the inside of the cushion cover. So you'll only see these nice finished squares. So let's turn this around. I'm going to sew this into a tube, and then I'll do the top and bottom seams to hold the pillow form in place. I'll show you the cushion. It's quite large. Looks really nice and squashy. I am planning on having the knitted cover be pretty tight on this. I don't want it to be loose or feel like it's falling off. And so I will be stretching it a bit to fit around this nice and snugly. I also wanted to mention I'm on a little bit of a mission these days to make as many mismatched cushions as I can. Sorry, my college-age kid walked in for a second. We had a little chat. So I'm on a mission to make as many mismatched cushions as I can, just for fun, because when we were in the thick of little kids and adoption and foster care and homeschooling for young kids, I was very minimalist as far as decor and especially and especially pillows on couches. For some reason, the stage of life we were in at the time, I couldn't handle um, when the kids would toss the pillows onto the floor, and just picking up pillows 45 times a day. And so I just got rid of all of the, store-bought pillows that came with our couches, or whatever collection of couch pillows, like additional pillows that we had. And now my kids are older. Our youngest is almost 9, and I'm feeling the desire to add more soft things, and like the capacity to have a little more visual clutter than I was able to stand before. So you'll be seeing a lot more cushions as I fill up our couches with comfy, soft things. Okay, let's work on this. I do feel like every time I move this, I find another section where I need to weave in an end. So I will be doing that as I go as well. So I want this to be inside out for now. So I have the ridges on the outside, and I will be just using a crochet hook and this very colorful yarn. I'm just going to join it all the way along this seam right here. So the seam will be inside. And I will be attempting to match up the squares, but I'm not going to be too picky about that because I did use scrap yarn. Some of these are bigger than others as the weight of yarn was just a little bit heavier or thinner than its neighbor. So I'm not going to be too picky. So here's this. Just going to single crochet all the way down this seam right here. So this is all fingering weight yarn for the most part. Every once in a while, like this purple was like just a touch heavier. And I'm using a size D crochet hook. That's 3.25 millimeters. There are, of course, a million different ways that we could finish this. You could just sew an invisible seam using a tapestry needle. You could sew it on a sewing machine. But I liked the idea of the contrasting color. Obviously, it won't be visible on this side seam, but it will on the top and bottom seams. And I like that idea for this very colorful project. So that is what I chose to do. I would be interested to hear what you would choose to do. So you can see it's leaving this nice finished edge along there. So I'm just like finding as well as I can, the matched up stitches. So I'm going under the stitches on both squares. You grab the yarn, pull it through. So now I've got 2 loops on my hook, and then I pull through completely. So that for me is a single crochet. I know it's called different things in different parts of the world. Okay, I'm just going to carry on with this, and I will come back and show you when I finished this seam. Oh, I love that. Hey, all right, so it is later in the afternoon. I just spent a lovely little while working on this. It's hard to show you the whole thing. Here it is. It's very large, very squashy. Here is the detail on the edging. I just used that rainbow yarn to finish. It did end up showing a little bit through. I tried to have this be an invisible seam. That didn't end up working out. It does not bother me. I would rather have this finished. I'm not even probably going to think about it again. Though, just to show you, you can see some of the stitches that are on that inside out seam that I crocheted. But so now this is going to go on my big reading chair. It's going to be super comfy and cozy. And it's a very rainy day here, which is unusual. I live in Utah. It doesn't rain very often here. So this has been a delightful way to spend the afternoon finishing up this project. And I am really happy to have it done. Thanks for watching.